There's the link right there. When we forget our purpose and we lead ourselves into upset, the upset can actually be useful. What the upset can do is wake us up from our forgetfulness. Instead of judging ourselves for becoming upset, or instead of judging ourselves for forgetting our purpose, we can use the upset to wake ourselves up. And when we wake ourselves up, we can then immediately use one of these compass questions. What do I truly want? Do I want the problem or the answer? Do I seek illusion or truth? And if I ask one of these compass questions, I can bring myself back online, back to due north, let go of whatever I need to let go of, and seek the Holy Spirit's guidance. And this is going to start straightening things out for me. But if I do not do that when I find the upset, when I see the upset is going to come with some kind of a story. Whatever it is that we fear in the moment, whatever it is that we are judging in the moment, whatever it is, it's going to come with some kind of story. And if I don't become aware of the upset as an alarm clock, that I've gone off path, off purpose, and if I start listening to whatever the ego is saying, I am going to spiral downward. My upset is going to become more and more and more. So it's really interesting. When we become upset, we have a choice. We can listen to the stories of upset in our mind and get more upset, more fearful, more guilty, more angry, whatever. Or we can use the upset like an alarm clock. Use the upset to make us aware that we forgot our purpose. We stepped back into self-will. And then ask ourselves a compass question to bring ourselves back to due north. I'm reminded right now of a story that Laurent shared. He shared this story when we were at Pathways of Light a couple of years ago, year and a half ago. He talked about the time when he was flying to Boston from France to meet me. He was meeting me to go to Camp for Miracles in New Hampshire. And he had taught with me before in Pal Talk, but he'd never taught with me before at a conference. And he was going to meet me in Boston, and then we were going to drive up to New Hampshire, and he was going to teach with me at a conference for the first time. What happened is, I guess, from the way he told the story, is that there was some kind of a strike, some kind of an airline strike in France. And because of the strike, the plane did not take off on time. And he was attached to this idea of coming to New Hampshire and teaching with me. And so as the plane began to get delayed, he began to get upset. But then what happened was Laurent noticed his upset. He noticed his upset, and he actually used one of these compass questions. He asked, what do I truly want? Do I want the plane to be on time, or do I want to awaken? And this question brought him back to due north. It brought him back online so that he was able to relax and happily accept the situation exactly what it was, because he remembered what he wanted. And yeah, Mary Ellen's now going to the next thing that happened. The next thing that happened is when he got onto the plane. Laurent, if you know Laurent, he's tall. He has long legs. He loves to sit in the exit row. What he loves is first class. But if he can't get first class, he loves to sit in the exit row. And he tried to request the exit row, and it wasn't available for him, and they put him in coach. And he began to get upset. In fact, I don't even remember. He might have even been in the middle seat, but I don't remember for sure. I do know he was in coach, and he began to get upset. I mean, we're talking about a flight from Paris to Boston, not an hour flight, And now he's going to be all cramped for this entire flight. 8 hours is what Zoe's telling me. And then, once again, his upset woke him up. And once again, what he asked was, what do I truly want? Do I want leg room, or do I want to awaken? And again, the question, you can feel it in your heart, or at least I can, and Laurent can feel it in your heart. So asking the question, what do I truly want? Do I want leg room, or do I want to awaken? It brought him back to due north. And he was able to relax and enjoy the flight. Now, in either of those cases, if he had chosen to, he could not have let his upset awaken him. And he could have, with the legroom thing, sat there being angry at whoever he wanted to blame for not getting him legroom. And he could have been angry for 8 hours on that flight and had a miserable flight, listening to ego all of the way. He could have spiraled downward. But if we forget our purpose for a time, and we follow our desire for self-will, our desire for legroom, and we notice the upset, we can use the upset like an alarm clock to bring us back. We can ask a compass question, get focused on due north, and have a different experience than the one we are about to have. And the interesting thing is the choice is ours.